Okay, Roger, we're more than 200 days into your new role here at Warrington Wolves. Since you've been here, there's been a lot in the news about Warrington being bottom of the league for culture. How much of a culture shock has it been for you personally coming into Warrington and working at the Wolves?
Yeah, I mean, some things are very different from sort of, running a big governing body like tennis, or involved in Wimbledon or Wembley or Olympic bids and sort of international stuff. But, I've been really pleasantly surprised by what's going on in Warrington. I think there's a lot of ambition, a lot of energy, a lot of creativity. I think Warrington's a town that's going places. Hopefully Warrington Wolves are going places, but I think there's a lot of forces coming together now in the town to create something really successful. And I have to say, I did have a chuckle because I've been on the end of a few Daily Mail campaigns myself, and for Warrington to be voted the sort of worst place for culture in the UK, for me that's just a nonsense. I've seen in my 200 days here, all the good things about Warrington, and I know through our foundation all the hard work we've done on heritage and the wire, and how we, how all of that is very much part of our community. So I think there's a rich culture and heritage in Warrington.
That's great to hear. We're at the end of the rugby season now, certainly for Warrington Wolves. I've spoken to Tony about it and he agrees with me, it's been a disappointing season. How are you going to turn that around for next season? You've already made some key signings. Are there more to come? Have we had our marquee signing?
Well, I think everyone would agree it's been an inconsistent season. The highs have been actually pretty high and the lows have been pretty low. When I reflect on the Wigan game here in Super League, the first 40 minutes against Castleford, the last few minutes against Widnes, even the final performances against Catalan and St Helens, the home and away performances against Leeds, we've actually been in the mix when we've been on our game. The flip side of that is we've had some disappointing runs, whether it was the home games here against Huddersfield and Castleford, Widnes away. We should have beaten St Helens on a couple of occasions. The Wigan game here in the Super 8s was disappointing, Huddersfield away. So it really has been an inconsistent season, and what we're doing is actually learning from not so much some of the mistakes from the past, but actually looking to the future, rebuilding the team, strengthening our spine, making sure we're strong going forward, particularly at sort of 1, 6, 7, 9, making sure we've got more strength in depth in terms of our forwards in particular. I think we were, it's great we're giving the young lads a lot of exposure this year and a lot of game time, but we do need some strength coming off the bench for 2016. So I think all the building blocks are in place for next season. I'm excited about the season ahead, as is everyone else here at the club, and what we've got to do is make sure, well, it's always our season, isn't it? It's always our year, but we've got to make sure if it's not next year, it's the year after. But I'm confident that on the pitch we're going to deliver that success, and then obviously we've got to keep up the good work off the pitch as well, that we've started the momentum going.
So are we going to make some more signings?
I'm sure in the off season there'll be a few more sort of comings and a few more goings as well, but that's all part of sort of rebuilding the team and strengthening the areas where we're maybe a little bit weaker in across the squad. Overall we've got a strong squad now, and it's also getting that balance between sort of youth and experience. I think a lot of people have said to me, maybe a few years ago when Michael Monaghan, Lee Breers, Adrian Morley, we lost a lot of experience in that side. And I'm sure sides like, Leeds will experience that next year. You can't replace Kevin Sinfield, Jamie Peacock, Lulai, so everyone's going through some of those phases and their ups and downs, and we've got to make sure we get back on it next year.
And the marquee signing situation, I know it's been agreed that you don't have to say who that player is, but have Warrington made their marquee signing?
I've always said to you, Gary, all our players are marquee signings, so we've agreed that across the clubs we're not going to say who marquee signings are. So we're keeping our options open over the next few years, and we're always looking to strengthen the squad, because ultimately we can do all the best things off the field and new websites and fan engagement. Ultimately it's about the product on the pitch, and it's about having not just a winning side, but it's also having an entertaining side as well.
So away from the pitch, how are things going off the pitch in your progress progress plan to make Warrington Wolves the best rugby league club in the world?
Well, we're in the trenches at the moment. I think, if there's one thing I think we're getting better at, I think we're reconnecting with the fans a lot better. I think we're bringing the club into the 21st century. I think we are listening to fans and trying to make improvements along the way. I think the new membership scheme, getting rid of the ticket booklets, bringing in access control, bringing in a loyalty program, which we'll be bringing in. We're about to sort of refurb and gut Wolfwear and make it a really good retail operation. The new website goes live on the 4th of November. But at the moment, everyone's very much focused on on driving membership and getting everyone feeling part of the club again. And hopefully what we've got to do is we've got to make sure we deliver on some of the promises we've made to fans. So when they say the coffee's terrible in the stadium, we've got to make sure that next season the coffee's better. When they say the beer's too expensive, we've got to make sure that we deliver, whether it's food and beverage, the sound system, you name it. There's a whole heap of things behind the scenes that we're all working hard to make better.
Compared to last season, are you able to tell yet how season ticket sales are progressing?
Well, it's always difficult on like for like. I mean, we're doing pretty well at the moment, but it's quite interesting because one of the things I've learned coming back up north is people tend to purchase later. Because we have paydays and people save up and Black Fridays and so on later, whereas sort of down south people tend to just purchase straight away. So what we've got to do is just get a little bit smarter in terms of engaging with our fans, giving them things like we've started a week by week money can't buy scheme. So on Monday night I hosted 2 fans with Ben Curry who came to the Man of Steel dinner. This week 2 fans are going to the grand final. So we've got a lot of things lined up like that where we can engage with the fans and we can reward our fans for their loyalty as well. So on one side it's obviously a difficult sell because on the performance that we've had this season, for people buying particularly full season membership, that's going to be a challenge. But I think what we've got to do is say, look, it's going to be an exciting season next year. We're rebuilding the team. There's so much good work going on here at the club off the field, and we really want you to sort of buy into that and continue with your support for not just next season, but the season after that and the season after that.
You've mentioned a new website going live on November 4th. I mean, having built and been involved in launching new websites myself, you're very specific on the day. Are you sure it'll be all systems go on November the 4th?
Well, we're quite excited because I think one of the things coming into this, I said I think we've got the worst website in Super League, and actually that was backed up by the rankings. So, we're going to go from the worst website in Super League to the best website in Super League, and probably one of the best websites, hopefully, in British sport as well. So we're very excited by that. We've been building momentum. You never know with technology and websites and all these sorts of things and digital media, but we're working hard behind the scenes to make sure that we go live, and we're going to do it at a fan session as well. So we're going to do a bit of a sort of Steve Jobs type Apple launch where we're going to take the fans through on the evening all the changes that we're making, the content, the design, the navigation, and so on. So if you're free on the evening of the 4th, we're down at Pyramid, and that's where we'll be launching the new website. But then we've got other things to come. We've got the Christmas campaign, we've got a new kit to launch, home and away, so we've got all the usual things that we've got to do behind the scenes.
Oh, and when will the new kit be out?
Well, we'll probably be launching it sometime sort of mid-November, and we'll be going live end of November, early December, in time for the we want everyone waking up on Christmas morning with their hardwired membership and their new kit. We've obviously got a few other milestones coming up. Magic Weekend fixtures are out on the 16th of October, and we're hoping that the fixture lists will be out sort of week after that, 22nd of October, around that time. So again, we can start planning our sort of campaigns for 2016.
Okay, Roger, exciting times ahead. Thank you for your time as always, and look forward to our next catch-up.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.